Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. And also keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, here we are after market close on Tuesday, August 31st. We're going to take a look at WTER Alkaline Water today. Water was requested by somebody in the comments in a previous video. If you would like to request a ticker for me to cover, feel free to drop it in the comments below. Please don't put the company name. Just put the 3, 4, 5 letter, 2 letter, whatever it is, ticker symbol, and I will reply to you if I see it and I add it to the list. If I don't reply to you, assume that I've not seen it and just put it in another video as a comment or re-comment with the ticker symbol again. All right, so this is the daily chart on water, and you see it's been in a nice uptrend here since about May of 2021. Previously had a nice run up and then sold off, and then basically double bottomed around this area, or started to make slightly higher lows and got some buy volume coming in and was able to jump off from there. Now it is peeling down, or at least battling a peel down at this point. So I wanted to kind of check in and see what's going on with the retracement levels. If we think of the most recent uptick coming from here to this 235, 235. Hey, these like fractions of pennies are always obnoxious. So it did come down to the 786 where it found its double bottom there, and then has tried to build off from there. So to me, that's potentially a good sign that that could have been its retracement level and would have bottomed out there. Now, the supply and demand zones that I would be looking at, let's zoom this back out a little bit just to make sure I'm not missing anything previous to this. No, price action previous to this would be about here. I guess we can plot this just while we're here, just to note that this was a previous very strong resistance zone, right? That's where it topped out there, and then it had February until, so it had about 4 months of price action below this resistance level, and then made another impulsive move up and hit resistance there again, got shot down, resistance again, came back down, resistance again, and then as it was able to break through, then it really came up. Now this dip that we saw most recently didn't have to stretch down quite as far, so that could be a good sign that this was sort of like a retesting of the zone, but that it has, since it has already established price action above it and previous support in this area, that it doesn't need to come back and fully retest that $1.65 level. It can come down to, what was this here, about 171, and then double bottom there and be on its merry way. So I'd be looking for that purple box area to continue to act as a bounce zone. If it comes down and works its way through it and flips that 165 to resistance, confirmed resistance, like we would have seen here, like this is confirming resistance, right? Big difference here is this is coming from underneath. So if this falls through, confirms resistance, I would then be a little bit concerned that it's going to fall through to its next support level, which would be right about here, $1.50 on the downside. And if we want to plot one more while we're here, just for the heck of it, this would be the next catch level below 150 that I see. Yeah, I mean, there might be something about here like 143-ish area, but I think that 138.9, or I guess $1.39, is a stronger support level from what I'm seeing. Now, right about where it is, and it's not because it's sitting there, it's because you see this previous support here they used jumping off to that point, and then the resistance here, and then it's been trying to establish this as support since this most recent move has been, caught some pushback. That to me is its most immediate level of support for sure, 184.5. And then as we move up, or if the price moves up, it is going to have some stickiness probably here, about $1.91, and then see if we got, yeah, this one makes sense, 197, 198. And obviously, being that it's had this like quick retracements, it shouldn't be surprising that it has all these potential levels of stickiness on its way up. And then obviously to break through this topping out that you would have seen here, see if it hits itself with a double top or not. Now on the volume side of things, we have seen the volume die down quite a bit from when it was able to make this big push up. And if you just kind of view historically how these run-ups seem to occur, you see the volume really start to pick up, and then even if it's red, generally flip to predominantly green volume, and then it provides some striking on the price action, also being lifted by the MACD that was rising while this price action was falling. So another thing to watch for there. We see a similar action here, not so much in the MACD. We see the MACD falling here as the price action is falling, and then just sort of tracking the price very in a very mirrory kind of way. But we do see as it gets into this area, the volume clearly starts to pick up, right? And especially buy volume, and then even with the sell volume coming in, it's able to sort of stabilize in this area, and because of the increased volume helping to lift the price up, and then as that flips to buy volume coming up again. So that's what I would look for now that the volume in and of itself or in general is dying down a bit. So I would look for maybe a flattening, maybe a little bit of a lull period, or maybe not, but I would be looking for a next big bump up in volume, whether that's sell volume or buy volume, but then looking for that volume to transition to predominantly buy volume, or predominantly either in quantity like you see here, just back to back to back to back, or just that the sell volume, the areas the height that it can reach is much lower than what the buy volume is able to reach on the big green days. On the MACD, you obviously see it looking as though it wants to quell all of this bearish momentum on the histogram and then potentially cross over right at about the baseline, which would give it, decent run room to the upside. I'm trying to look and see if we saw something similar previously. Not so much, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it couldn't happen now. But, I would just watch out for what it does in this purple zone. If it comes back to test it again, obviously look for any bullish crossover, and then certainly be on the lookout for the volume side of things, which historically has seemed to indicate that a movement is at least building. All right, well, good luck if you're in water. If you end up taking a position, I certainly wish you the best, and I hope that your trading week is off to a good start. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.